Welcome to another episode of Breaking Bank. This is your host, Jack McKegg. This is a time of year when you say happy holidays, Merry Christmas, etc. So, love God every day, and on certain days, love Him more. That's excellent. Um, I do that as well. Okay, um, let's get into a particular topic today, because part of my work is proving that I am God's prophet and that I know what God is talking about and that there's no concern really in my work that God is all powerful. Yes, of course, everything I do is legal and so on, but also there's information on God and our situation here that's relevant to everyone that I want to bring to everyone. Okay. So, there are parts in every holy scripture that have truth in them. It's just that truth is controlled into a place where it's not as useful oops, as it could be. Um, so, there are two important passages in the Bible, kind of the two most important. Both of them are misunderstood. And let's just, because it's that time of year when we celebrate Jesus Christ, let's go into those two a little bit. First of all, there's the most important: Jesus wept. Obviously, we're in a sphere, dome. You see the half dome here from the rainbows. And outside, where we are, is, Creator's true form, the ocean of bliss that surrounds us outside the firmament. And so when the Son of God came into the dome as Jesus Christ, right, and wept, he brought into the dome the Father. Tears from God, right? Our tears are have the salinity of the ocean and are like the ocean. They're like God. It's how we can most love God. In your heart with tears, that's how that is for us. But when God does it, he brings in actually God inside hell. The Father comes in when he did that. So that's actually, one of the most important things he ever did. This, second most after dying on the cross, of course, when he saved us all. Because, of course. But that passage is important. What's the next, most important passage? You really, and it's never correctly. The meaning of it is not out there correctly in any way, shape, or form. So because it's that time of year, you know, God's prophets have to share truth that is unknown to others about God, and so it's especially good to have that this time of year. Let's go into an extremely one of the most, if not the most, controversial passages in the Bible. Okay, and I'm going to explain it to you today, because this truth is important. It really is important. It explains our situation. So I want to go into it. And this is the King James Version. All right, this is John 3:13. All right, and let me just maybe this will film it from here. I don't put it up. Oh, it does it backwards. That's right, because the camera's turned around. My bad. And no man hath ascended up to heaven, comma, but he that came down from heaven, comma, even the Son of Man, which is in heaven. Okay, that has been explained incorrectly. If you look it up, that's explained incorrectly everywhere that I can find. Okay, this is what it means. I'm going to go over it. God asked me to reveal this today. And no man hath ascended up to heaven. In other words, there's no way to get out of the dome, comma, but he that came down from heaven, comma. Alright? You can't just go into heaven. You have to leave, you have to have come from heaven and go back to heaven. You see? Comma, even the Son of Man, which is in heaven. The Son of Man. Jesus Christ is not the Son of Man. He is the Son of God. I don't know how anyone could think he's not that. But as he said, you may, in other passages in the Bible, you may call me the Son of Man. He didn't say the Son. You could call me that incorrectly because everybody's wrong, right? Everyone lies and says, oh, he's just a guy, right? So no, he never said he was the Son of Man. He said he's the Son of God. He is the Son of God. And he's the only one. He looks like a man, yes. He appears as a Son of Man to you because he takes a physical form, which is a man, right? But no, that's not what that passage means at all. Let's get to the end of this. This is really important because Meher Baba's work reveals this too and helps us get the true meaning behind this. And some of my work. Even the Son of Man, which is in heaven. Okay, Meher Baba explains that the soul never leaves God. Okay, never leaves heaven, never leaves God. The soul never leaves. It doesn't come into the dome. The spirit does. Okay, the spirit comes in. All right, the soul stays with God. This is not real. This amounts to zero. What is going on then? Okay, so I'm gonna go over this one more time. Try and say it, just start to finish, and then I'll explain a situation, and you'll see what this means. It's actually quite simple. And no man hath ascended up to heaven, so you can't get out of the dome, but he that came down from heaven. Unless you came from heaven, you cannot get out of the dome. Period. Even the Son of Man, which is in heaven. Even, if you were born in the body, and you're the Son of Man, right? Even you, right? You can get out of the dome. You came from heaven. You are in heaven. Your soul is in heaven. Your spirit's here. Okay, that's the true meaning of that passage, and no one knows that, and now you know. What does that mean? What is that passage trying to tell you about a situation? Do you understand this? Everyone, see. There's parts in the Bible that are true, as I say. It's just the whole thing. It's just a mess, But, the jealous angels, right? The jealous ones, the 33, right? The 330 million angels that were jealous, they got cast in here, right? The 1/3, right? Where are the rest of the angels? What are they doing? They're in heaven, right? In a form that's not reabsorbed in God, the One. They're perfect servants of God, but they are in a form that's not God. Everything is God, and they want pure union with God. They don't ultimately want pure service to God. They want pure union to where they came from, home, right? They want a perfect union back where they came from. Yes, we serve God, right? Okay, so what does that mean? Meher Baba explains that every angel, even the most powerful angels, right? They must take at least one life as a human down in here, right? To become joined with him. And in other words, not take the angel form again. Do you see? They love God. They're perfect servants. The angels are perfect servants of God that he kept in heaven. That's why they stayed. The other ones he cast in here, right? But how do you become perfectly reabsorbed and joined, become one with God again? Those angels that sit next to him, how do they do it? They come into the bowl, yo. They come into the blender, into the dome. They have to take a life. Who do you think you are? The jealous ones got cast in here. They take form over and over. They know all about it, right? When I delivered that top jester Mason demon on the beach in Sarasota, what did he say to me? He said, you don't come back from heaven again. We don't want you down here. We can't take these souls that are with you. That's what he said. He says, don't come down here again. We don't want you back. You see, I've come down from heaven, and I am going back to heaven, and I am not the Son of God. I'm not him. I'm not him. I tell you of him. I serve him. I'm from him. My power is from him. I'm not him. You see? Anyone can have the power of God, of the Son of God, but they're not him. So everyone has to take a life, at least one, and it has to be a fair life, right? It's actually an unfair life, because those demons, those 330 million that Mirabah explains are cast in here, their memory doesn't get wiped. They know they're taking life form after life form after life form after life form. They know, they don't forget. They know. They're aware. You know what's riding in there. They know, actually. Deep down they know. I've spoken to them. They know. Okay? So when you come into the human form, your memory gets wiped. Every time, each time. So, you know, when an angel wants to come in here, they know the difficulty of the situation. They have only one thing to guide them, right? They have to have pure love of God. It's the only thing that gets you back home, right? So they have to have a pure love of God to return to heaven. Okay, so my work proves, right, all this truth. And I'm not the only one doing this. In other words, I'm just the one showing what's going on to every other one of you. Even the jealous ones, he said. Right? Let's go through it again. Let's read this passage just one more time and see. You can see what it means. And no man hath ascended up to heaven but he that came down from heaven, even the Son of Man which is in heaven. In other words, everyone cast in here can get out. You have to serve the Son of Man, even you jealous ones. You can get down on your knees, you can change teams, you can get out. But I've spoken to so many of you. You don't want to do it. You're not going to do it. No one that I meet. Anyway, but those few in here, that it's your lifetime as, you know, an angel, don't be like, hey, I'm an angel. No, that's a form. You're still fucked. You're still not with God. You're next to him. Okay, your soul is not re-entered into God. Okay, you must get back in. Okay, so everyone's in that passage. That's what that passage in the Bible means. That's what Meher Baba explains with his work, and my work as prophet, and my outcomes prove it as well. So I think, you know, for this time of year when everyone's celebrating Jesus Christ, that the people, you know, the few people that follow the work of truth, you know, truth brings everyone to God. And this is the process of doing that. Sometimes when you know the overview, it's easier to engage in the process in a way that you don't get overwhelmed, you don't feel worried, unhappy. You just give your worries to God and you do your best, and you just go home in this lifetime, and that's it. You can do that. You can just surrender to you give up, right? You surrender back to Meher Baba everything. You say, I'll do as you say, that's it. And then you go home. That's it. Alright. So, everyone, give up your worries. Take a shell to the beach and throw all your worries down in the worry hole and give them up and be happy. Celebrate that you have been saved by Jesus Christ, and that Meher Baba came back and woke you up to the fact that you're saved and you can leave out. Thank them. Love God. Jai Baba.